everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be working on printmaking and I'm super excited. I have some printmaking materials. I have my printmaking paper, I have my print ink and my roller, all my things ready to go. I even have my block that I previously showed. So I'm going to dive into getting that last carving done. I'm going to do some test prints to see how that goes. Carving is definitely the part that takes the longest. The print part is the most fun. Actually, I like the carving process also. It's very soothing and relaxing, and it's also helping me to slow down as an artist. So I've been, as I mentioned previously, I've been looking for things that help me slow down. And if you haven't checked out my last video with my folk art wood riser, definitely check that out. I spent about 3 days making that, and I actually just finished it today earlier, and I just wanted to film another video, so I'm back again. Yeah, so let's jump into it. This one should be fun. All right. All right, everyone. So I'm going to quickly do a rundown of all the materials I'm using today, and I'm going to give you a quick preview of one of the prints. So this is this print here, and I made this one with black acrylic paint, heavy body. Nothing special in particular. I just use the Master Touch Hobby Lobby brand, thick body acrylic. Um, I wouldn't recommend using acrylic for printmaking. I just was super excited to see what it looked like as a print, and this, as you can see, is the fourth one. I usually do a dash and then do the final number of prints that I've created, but I wasn't sure when I was done with that, so I just left the first number done, and then you usually go back and put in that last number. So this was one of my tests. That's test number 2. And then I did a couple tests on tone paper. This is test number 4 with black and white. I try to make a different tone. It didn't work out too well. This is test number 3. I realized I needed more paint at that point. Test number 1 was an epic fail. Definitely needed a lot of paint. And then here are some good copies. So I can show you. So those are the tests. And I can show you some of the good copies. So this is number 4. We're going to go backwards. This is number 3 on toned paper. This is number 2 on toned paper. And this is number 1 on white paper. And this paper that I used is, the toned paper is blue, toned blue mixed media. And I was testing something. Oh, I was using this as a place to smudge the paint. So this is the tone paper that I used. And then the white paper is actually mixed media. I'm sorry, it's not mixed media. It is Bristol paper, the Master Touch brand from Hobby Lobby. So that's a quick example of what it might turn out to look like. So diving into our materials, I got this rubber mat at Blick, and this mat is a 10 by 10, I believe, and it was about $17, a little pricey. I definitely suggest finding rubber mats if you're on a budget. Finding rubber mats on Amazon. So let me quickly get the ones that I purchased on Amazon also for 12 bucks. Okay, so here are the ones that I got on Amazon, and they came in a pack of 8, individually wrapped. And I'll try to link as many things as I can in the description below. I haven't tried these, so I'll let you know what I think. I'll probably make this a 2-part series. It seems a little bit different texture-wise. I like the rubber ones because they create like an instant surface to grip to, so when you're carving you don't like slide like the lino ones. The lino ones have sort of a mesh behind them. Those were the ones I used to use when I was in school, but we did try these. So we tried several different types. I tried the blocks, the lino, and I tried wood. Yeah, that's a wood blocks, and a sort of metal one. I'm like vaguely remembering, that was almost 10 years ago. But yeah, let's jump into this, and maybe we can test out the pink ones later. Oh, before we jump into this, I just want to quickly run through the materials that I use. So that's the rubber mat, and that's the one from Amazon. Then I have this speedball carver, and I've actually had this since I was in undergrad. Hits in stores today, and I'll try to link an Amazon link below. So it comes with 5 different carving tools, and it's pretty efficient. Next, I have these Power Grip brand carvers. I have no idea where these came from. These were also from when I was in undergrad and also 10 years old. As you can probably tell, the rubber that covers it is kind of yellowed. This one is not from when I was in grad school. This one was given to me along with this gel press. I said grad school, undergrad. So these two things did not stay with me or were not from undergrad. This is, I don't see a brand on here, but it came with the set, so I'm not sure if she ordered bulk and gave us individual ones. And then, of course, we have our Speedball ink set, and this one's a sample size specifically made for ink blocking. Lastly, I have my paper and my wooden spoon. So my paper, I'm going to try printmaking paper this time, but I still have my mixed media blue tone paper beside me. So I'm going to see how this works. Because this paper is smaller, I'm clearly going to have to do one at a time, and then I'll probably use one of my larger Bristol paper to make the entire print. The socks of the day, they have a little bit of dog hair. Anyways, we're focusing on the socks. So these socks, I don't think they made a debut. So let me give a proper debut. And these socks came with the same pack that I bought a couple of my other socks that did make a debut from DSW. They're more thinner on the thinner side, as you can see here. And these look to be some sort of flower. I'm not exactly sure. And then they're like a tube sock with little flowers on the top. I really like this red tone. So those are the socks of the day. And now we can jump into our segment. I have to say that I really enjoy carving the most. The whole process is just very satisfying. But thinking about carving and how to keep the negative and the positive spaces really makes your brain work. And for me, as a person who paints very fast and needs instant gratification when working with my art, I enjoy this process of just slowing down, really thinking about the negative versus the positive space, being gentle with certain areas. A lot of my paintings aren't very gentle at all. I'm pretty I don't know what word I would use. I guess much more free and loose with my paintings. I definitely enjoy mess when I paint, whereas this really makes you think about what you want to do. Some things that I wish I would have done differently or improve on for the next time, I would definitely paint my block and then carve things out. I've seen other artists that do printmaking do this, and it just seems much more convenient to be able to see the two different colors when you're carving, especially when I dive into those pink blocks. It's going to be even more challenging to see the color. And just to give you a flash forward, I've already tested out those pink blocks, and it was actually really challenging to see some of the carved out areas. I do really enjoy this particular block. It does feel a bit different than the pink ones. Some other lessons learned with that top left corner carving, the one that has the most gray,
That one was really challenging to see after I printed, and you'll see in the next couple clips how the print came out. I would say if I do revisit this, I'm definitely going to alter that carving a bit more. Moving into the next day, I was really exhausted after doing that first set of carving. You definitely have to give yourself some breaks between each carving. Just a quick look at this little wood painting. I was able to finally finish the background and seal it with the Mod Podge dishwasher safe, and it turned out pretty well. I really enjoyed that little wood painting. So just setting up and getting back into my carving. This day I was refreshed and ready to go. I spend most of the time really thinking about the negative versus the positive space, and I'm even saying things out loud to myself so that I'm aware of what I want to carve. So I'm definitely thinking things through. This helps me to give my brain a bit of a break. So sometimes some of my artwork allows me to not think and just go and flow and really just, be free. And other times I appreciate the thought process behind each artwork. So this one in particular is very brain focused, which helps me to stay creative and keep my work fresh and fun, which is the reason why I really like switching things up between design, which is much more of a brain type A field, and switching back and forth with art, which is brain type B. And basically, the difference between those two types of brains, one is more analytical and the other one's more free. I don't even know what the other word would be, but I'm much more heavier on the B side of the brain. So I try to switch things up to keep myself, thinking critically, especially because I struggle with refining details and things like that, due to some of my learning differences. But definitely giving myself some brain practice with printmaking was so much fun. I really found it satisfying. It was almost like a puzzle, like the Sudoku puzzles. I really love those, where you're just thinking about the numbers and all the things that need to go in those orders. As I started to create the prints themselves, I've learned so much about the process of printmaking. Just to remind you all that I haven't done this in over 12 years or 10 years. I don't want to keep track of the number. But I realized I needed much more ink. I needed certain types of carvings to be edited. I also realized the challenge between the different papers and the paper textures. I really enjoyed the texture of the blue tone paper rather than the printmaking paper. Some other things that I noticed were I mentioned the carving. So the carving to the bottom left, so that flower light carving that's on the white print at the bottom needed much more carving. And that one that I just finished completing was the absolute best one. Every time I printed it, it came out perfect. I think it may be the paper or the amount of space there is for ink, but I tried that white pattern one at the bottom. Again, you can see that I tried it in blue tone, and it just didn't come out. So I don't think it was the paper. I definitely think it was the print. It also had a lot of blotches on it. This one that I just completed was pretty. I did orient the paper incorrectly, but I can always crop off that extra um, sort of blank space and created a bit smaller. So what I did here was use vellum paper to cover the other ones that were already filled with ink so that I wouldn't ruin my paper. And it worked. I really enjoy working with this vellum paper. It's definitely reusable. I did use that same vellum paper and I actually still have it with the printmaking things so that I can, block off certain areas and make sure that my paper is safe. This overall experience was so much fun. It was a different style for sure. The images themselves, I try to keep that folk art going. A lot of the images that I referenced had these similar types of shapes of flowers, and I just kind of altered it to make it my own. Overall, I'm definitely looking forward to making a larger print and almost a pattern with this block. I haven't gotten a chance to. So if you really enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more. I would love to explore printmaking a bit more. Let me know if you would like to see more printmaking things. I do have one more video that is related to printmaking, so stay tuned for that. And I'll see you all next time.